Hi, so we're here at Sun and Fun, and I just met someone who was reading Lyle's, reading about geology. He's very interested, and I just wanted to ask him a few questions. What got you interested in geology, sir?
What got me interested?
Yes.
I don't have a great answer for that, but just the realization that there's something more than humans. The realization that A, how did humans get here? B, how long did it take? How do we know? Trying to find answers to these questions. I was raised extremely fundamentalist Christian. I started asking myself honest questions, and I had to be honest with myself as part of one of the rules of my, philosophy. And if I couldn't be honest with myself and accept an answer that I was given from my childhood, I had to change the answer. And in the process of changing my answers, I found new answers, and eventually found Charles Lyell. I did read his, I don't know, we calling it a trilogy or a volume?
Yeah, volume.
I don't know. It's pretty thick. It's on my coffee table. I had a lot of fun with that book, and that opened my eyes to a lot of new ideas. And I started reading Sam Harris. I'm going to let the plane go by. Hold on. I started reading Sam Harris. I got a lot of new ideas from Sam Harris. I love his content. I mean, I don't agree with 100% of what he says, but...
What do you think about the New Atheist movement, since Sam Harris is one of the leading proponents of New Atheism? What is your thoughts on that?
I am a new atheist. My thoughts on Sam Harris specifically were just the new atheist movement. I think the entire world is going to continue shedding its religion, no matter what it is. Predominantly here in the South, of course, is Christianity. I'm not against religion or the idea of a higher power or God or anything else to believe in, but I am fully evidence-based in what I believe. I am a zero faith proponent.
Okay.
And in general, I just think the less we use faith, the more honest we can all be with ourselves and our neighbors and move our species forward.
Okay. So I am a Christian. I am a young Earth creationist. Not so far as young Earth, I would say. I'm up to debate how old the Earth is. But what would you say the main argument was that turned you towards New Atheism, or if there's a main argument, or like what thoughts started that journey?
When I realized that the Noah's flood event was not a historical event, but
More of like an allegory.
Yes, an allegory is a good word. Tracing the alleged evidence of the flood led to nowhere, or I should say, led me to Charles Lyell.
Charles Lyell. He did a lot of stuff on that in his what was it? Principles of Geology, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the book that I read. I just read. Yeah, that was.
I'm not good at
Sorry about that. No, you're good. That was the book that I just read, and that was the one I covered in my stream. That was going over the principles of geology and mainly uniformitarianism and how fundamental that belief is to evolution. What do you think about evolution, and do you agree with me that uniformitarianism is kind of like a main proponent or a main basis of evolution as far as like it requires deep time?
Uniformitarianism does require deep time, and it is a proponent of evolution. I do agree with it.
Yeah.
Sure, we can refine it over time,
yeah.
but I do agree with it. The principle of original horizontality.
Sorry about that. We'll work on better interviews in the future.
Was eye-opening for me. I was taught that the way which we observe the rocks today was just the way that the sand settled after Noah's flood.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you believe that, go for it. I don't see how that's going to prove anything.
Yeah.
And so I choose to change my beliefs.
Okay. Well, thank you. I don't have any further questions, but thank you for your time. Thank you very much, sir. Nice to meet you.
Hey guys, this was just an amazing conversation, as you probably saw. I mean, my interviewing skills could use a little bit of work. I kind of ended at that a little abruptly there, but this was an amazing conversation, and it really shows what the evolution discussion stands for, and that is to have discussions, even when, and as you saw, some of his views were completely antithetical to mine. They were completely in opposition. But that didn't stop us from having a robust, meaningful conversation and just hearing each other out. There's no offense, there's no anything. We didn't feel offended by each other. We didn't go after each other or want to win the argument or anything. But we just were able to have a conversation, to hear each other out, to understand each other's viewpoints, and see why they believe that. And that is really what this channel stands for. And what I hope to do more of in the future is just have discussions like this. So, I hope to do more content like this, more on the street content. Hopefully, I'll get better at my interviewing skills, but you should see more like this coming soon.